This episode is brought to you by Mantourage Dating Crash Course.
Are you ready to stop half-ass dating by learning how to Mantourage date the right way? Then meet me over at mdcrashcourse.com. That's M as in Mantourage, D as in dating, crashcourse.com.
You are listening to Single Smart Female
This is Jen,
and Jen,
letting it all hang out for your love life.
examining your dating experiences and answering your hot topic dating questions.
Just you and us, Jen squared. No topic is off limits and no filters involved.
We are here to help you do dating on your terms.
If you have a question you would like us to answer or would like to immediately upgrade your love life with our collection of classes and exclusive merchandise, meet us over now at singlesmartfemale.com. Hello, Single Smart Females. It is Jen. And Jen.
Hi, ladies.
It is the Jen squared.
Jen to the power of 2. We've got power. How about you?
We've got Mantourage dating power.
By the power of Grayskull. No, a lot of people won't know what the heck
By the
that
power
is.
of Mantourage dating.
Yes.
I now pronounce you an adored woman.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I love that.
Where
Okay.
is our wand with the fairy dust? Yes. Okay.
I gotta go get it. It's in the other room.
Okay.
Hold on. Okay, just kidding. Let's get to our listener in question because that is the important part of the day. Our single smart female listener question where we cue your A's.
A your Q's, I think. But
Yeah, A your Q's. I like cue your A's. Because
Well-
you're going to give us the answers and we're going to give you the real question.
Okay. Here we go.
Before I say something else.
Okay. Here we go. Okay. So this question comes from a lovely, lovely lady who we call Miss Feeling Crazy Waiting for Him. So she writes, Dear Jens, I have 2 questions for you. The first is simple. Do you tell the men that you are dating other men? When he asks you what you are doing,
I was just going to say, actually, we have 2 questions for you. I'm just kidding. No.
that we have A's and Q's too. Okay. Anyway, when he asks you what you are doing on a Friday night, do you respond, I have a date? I don't like lying to the men that I am dating, but I know it would hurt them for me to tell them straight outright. So the second is not as simple. I recently reconnected with a man that I dated 9 years ago while I was going to the university overseas. I spent 32 hours with him on a layover back in August, and it was pure magic. He has since then told me that he is coming to visit me in Canada, but keeps postponing the trip. And sometimes I didn't hear from him for days, but then he calls and sends me a text and I swoon again. When I ask him about it, he reassures me that he cares about me a lot and is still coming. He broke off an engagement back in spring and is still living with his ex. I do truly believe that we have a deep connection and that he wants to visit, but I keep worrying that now isn't the time or that he is getting back together with his ex. I started dating another man a few weeks ago and it has definitely helped take my mind off my distant man, but I keep hoping that he will book his flight and I can make him my one and only. My question is, when do you know when to let him go? When do I stop trying to make it work and just move on to the next man? He says that he's coming, but he hasn't made plans yet. So I have been telling myself to wait and see if that connection is still there. But yet again, he still hasn't booked the flights. What do I do to keep myself from going crazy waiting for him? Jen? So listen, we have 2 different directions we can start with question number 1 or question number 2. Where should we head?
Okay, let's get the short question out of the way. The first is simple. You are right. It is actually quite simple. But I want to say really quickly that we as women need to start understanding that just because we're dating somebody, it doesn't mean we owe them our complete itinerary. And it is not especially helpful to be giving men your itinerary all the time. I'm not going to go into all the details about that today. So no, you don't say, I have a date. Okay. What I would say is I have plans. You're not lying. You do have plans. Even if you have plans to stay home and Netflix and chill just with yourself, those are plans. I really want women to back off from the idea that we owe men so much just because they've asked us out on a date or they have some level of interest in us. Itinerary availability, meaning, knowledge of itinerary is closer to a boyfriend thing than it is a guy that you're just dating. He hasn't earned that status yet with you. And frankly, you haven't earned that status with him. So even if he volunteers all of his information, that doesn't mean you owe him that in return. So let me make that very, very clear.
Do you tell men that you're dating other men? I wouldn't just go out and say, oh, hey, yeah, I'm dating other people too. So I know we sort of addressed that.
There's not a real need to even address it.
Right.
So I wouldn't worry about it.
Can I take the second question for a minute? So let's just reiterate what the second question is. She discussed about how she reconnected with a man she dated 9 years before and that he's been planning to come visit her but hasn't done so. He's sometimes not. There's some days they go without talking, and he was in an engagement, but he still lives with his ex. And her question is, when do you know when to let him go? And I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now that it is time at this moment, because it doesn't mean that it cannot develop in the future. But at this moment, while he is living with someone that he was engaged to, there is too much going on here. And you are right to wonder if he's getting back together with his ex. They're living under the same roof. That means they're likely communicating, probably daily. That stuff can rekindle in a heartbeat. And I just want to share with everyone that there has been a time where at one time I dated someone who was living with their ex, and I learned that it was a mistake to do so. You know what? Life is all about experiences and learning, and we're going to make mistakes. And
if you're wondering right now, where's Gen 1? She's eating guacamole.
She sure is. She's eating it by a spoonful. It's great.
Oh my God, it's amazing. The green goo.
So that's all right. Honestly, I really have something to share about this. So it's totally okay for you to just mow down and I'll take the reins.
All my cilantro. It's so good.
Oh, okay. P.S. A side note, like totally derailing the subject right now. I super do not like cilantro. It is gross.
Best thing ever.
I could choke it down if necessary, if there's not a significant amount.
Suck on it, enjoy it.
Whoa, dude. That's what he said.
She said, or whatever. I love cilantro.
Oh my
Something
gosh.
Really wrong with you, Jen?
So my thing is, I wish I loved cilantro because it's a massive pain in the rear to have to try to, cut it off before it gets in your meal at a restaurant. If I could love cilantro, my life would be easier. But if
you just walk in there and start yelling, "No cilantro, no cilantro,
no cilantro," and I just want, if there are other women out there, I want to encourage you to join this Facebook group that I'm in. It's called "I Hate Cilantro." It's wonderful. We're all in it together. So anyway,
I'm very anti the "I Hate Cilantro."
Yeah,
I'm going to start an anti "I Hate Cilantro" group.
I mean, I wish the best to the cilantro lovers of the world, but you're not.
No worries.
We're not.
We've
we
got the best.
You can have every bit of my cilantro. I will donate it all to you. So
fuck anyway. Yes. My life is, I'm just sad.
Yeah.
Love cilantro.
So getting back to the listener question, which is why you guys are really here, not about our cilantro issues, but anyway.
But for those of you who are here, because Jen loves cilantro,
or who are still with us after all of that, life is all about experiences, learning, growing, and you're gonna fall on your face sometimes. You're gonna make some mistakes. You're gonna make bad decisions. And let me tell you, Jen and I were talking about this a moment ago, or a little while ago, I should say. We do it all the time, especially with a man that we really either have a very high sexual connection or chemistry with.
Isn't it an asshole thing of me to say I don't?
You don't what?
I don't do this anymore.
I was going to say, girl, what? You were the queen. No.
Yeah. A long time ago.
Well, yeah, but it happens. We do make these mistakes. I don't like that I made this mistake, but I also know that it helped shape me and who I am and what I can bring to you as well, which is you do need to let this guy go.
This is a very black and white situation here.
Yes. And do not put yourself and your love life on hold for this guy. If he wants to step out of that relationship, get out of the living situation and be completely free and clear, okay, talk about it with him. Maybe reintroduce him into your entourage. But while he is living with someone else, I would highly recommend that you remove yourself from this situation.
So I don't say something like what I'm about to say very often, but I do think that the guy has feelings for you, legit feelings, but he's giving you the runaround, and he's doing it because he can, because you're basically being permissive of this with him. Now, I'm not asking you to go ream his ass out, because I don't think that that's super effective with men, and women do it all the time.
Yeah.
What I'm asking you to do is follow through with what Jen says. What she says comes from pure experience. I have seen this so many times with women. It almost always ends poorly. And if it does end well, you lose a big part of yourself along the way. So then you end up, when you lose that piece of yourself along the way, along the journey, because it's such a trying journey, your relationship ends up suffering because it's hard to recapture that piece of yourself. And this is really, truly, and I don't believe in a lot of black and white situations, but this in dating is really, truly a black and white situation. If he is living with another woman, you don't need to be dating him. He is basically having his cake and eating it too. And he can be telling you one thing, and she's not kidding when it says the situation can change on the drop of a dime. It definitely can.
And I want to tell everyone what happened in my scenario. In the matter of 1 week, he called me 4 days and wanted to see me 4 days out of that week. Okay. The last time I saw him was a Thursday, and by that Monday, he was back together with his ex. So it literally took a few days, and I'm sure it could have happened on Friday. Honestly, he could have never been, more than likely, he never was fully broken up with her. But you're worth more than that. And
you're worth way more than that.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to really start to recognize that even though it fucking sucks when somebody tells you, don't do this, and there's a piece of you that's going to want to protect it because you care about him so much, and you're going to try to discount it in your head. I really hope that you will listen to us and save yourself a fuck ton of heartbreak. Okay? This is going to be emotionally exhausting for you. Absolutely emotionally exhausting. It's not going to build you as an adored woman. What you should be doing instead is focusing on your entourage. So take a week, break it off with him, tell him we can talk once you're not living with her anymore, if that's what you want to do. And then take a week or so, let yourself cry about it and your feelings about it, and really process these things. And then start entourage dating again. Start getting excited about other men. One other man isn't enough for your entourage. You need at least two more good, viable options. And don't stop until you have that. Really start to experience what the possibilities are. So you ask, what do you do to keep yourself from going crazy waiting for him? A, you don't wait for him. B, you put your real entourage together, not your pseudo entourage. Okay, lover girl, it's time for the best final thought we've ever had.
Gen 2 says you cannot date men living with their exes. Gen 1 loves cilantro. Gen 2 thinks Gen 1's disgusting.
Amen.
Amen. This episode is brought to you by Mantourage Dating Crash Course.
Are you ready to stop half-ass dating by learning how to mantourage date the right way? Then meet me over at mdcrashcourse.com. That's M as in mantourage, D as in dating, crashcourse.com. Hey, lover girl, this is Jen again. Don't forget to subscribe to the show in your favorite podcast app, as well as share Single Smart Female with all of your single smart girlfriends. And if you would like to play around and learn more about mantourage dating, come see me at singlesmartfemale.com. Talk to you next time.